What's up guys, and welcome to the update for the 24th of January 2013. There's been a fair bit in the news this week, some that's quite important, some that's not so much, so I've tried to collate together what you might find interesting and what is all quite important to us really. Just before I start, just wanted to say that I started off a new series a couple of days ago, part of my Why You Should Play series, and it was Smite that I had a look at the other day. And there's going to be two new sorts of videos that are going to be fairly regular. There's going to be Why Should You Play, which are games that I think you should play, and then there's a lot of upcoming games such as SimCity, Crysis and all them good stuff. And I'm going to do like a first look. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet. Give me some ideas. Leave some ideas in the comments below. What should I call the videos? Because I can't recommend it, but I can't say it's bad. It's my first look, but first look does sound a little bit dry and boring. So if you just leave in the comments below what you think should be called, but I'll be doing some of them starting on Friday with DMC. So my DMC video will be up in the afternoon for the Americans and evening for us Brits, but that will be nearer the time. Anyway, on with the update. Firstly, THQ is dead. THQ has been auctioned off. Interestingly, they auctioned off their games game by game. So there were different studios that make the different games, and the rights to the games have been broken up and gone to different people. Most importantly is Company Heroes and Relic Entertainment. Now that has been sold off for $26.6 million, and that has actually gone, who's it gone to? It's gone to Sega, which is quite interesting. So Company Heroes 2 will not be affected by that in any way, because the same studio is continuing to work on it, but we might see something different about Company Heroes 3, that's because of Sega, but they're only the publishers, so it won't make too much difference. But of course you've also got THQ Montreal. They have gone to Ubisoft, and Ubisoft have got a Montreal studio, so that's not so much a surprise really why that's gone on. And they've got South Park, and they've got two other games that are upcoming. Take-Two bought Evolve, and then Koch Media, so maybe it's like Koch, but let's just call it Koch Media. They publish under the name of Deep Silver. They have bought Volition, and they've also bought the Metro games as well as Saints Row, so we're not going to see any of them dying out anytime soon. It'd be pretty silly for Saints Row to die out, but that is not going to happen, and they've been bought for quite a large sum of money. Lastly, Crytek have actually won the Homefront bid, and 2K have been rumoured to buy WWE, but that's not certain yet. Hopefully Crytek can turn Homefront 2 into a cracking game. Not sure whether it's in development or not yet, but if it isn't, then, or even if it's in early stage, they can probably switch to the Cry engine, which you'll be getting almost like a second Crysis, but without the super suit sort of stuff. So that should be quite cool, but we'll have to wait and see what's going on there. In other news, EA have announced two betas, you know, not really surprising. The SimCity beta and the Crysis beta. Now, the SimCity beta you're going to need to sign up for. Obviously SimCity is PC only, but if you go to the web address in the description below, then you can sign up. I believe it's still open anyway, depends when you're watching this. Yeah, and you can still sign up for the beta. Nvidia are giving away a few keys on Facebook, so it might be worth checking that out if you go to the Nvidia page. But the Crysis beta is open to everyone, absolutely everyone, available on PS3, Xbox and of course the PC. And all you need to do is go into Origin after the 29th of January, and you'll just see a little game that will say Crysis 3 beta on it. Whether it will be the same as what I've had a hands-on, I got to play at Eurogamer. I got to play the Hunter mode, which is actually quite cool. I think Hunter, Hunted, one of the two. Whereas you've got like some super people versus some normal people. One's invisible, one isn't, so it's a bit like cat and mouse. And that was quite fun, and of course the graphics are amazing. But if you want to try that out, then there's no reason not to, as long as you meet the system requirements. Just open Origin from the 29th of January and that will be there for you. Microsoft have been rumoured to be looking around at purchasing the big computer company known as Dell. This is quite interesting because obviously we've seen Microsoft trying to get into the hardware market recently, and this would make sense really. Massive purchase. It would be between 1 and 3 billion US dollars. A lot of money. But it would mean that they could build, Windows computers and Windows phones. Because if you remember, there was the Dell. What was it? It was the Dell Windows phone. It's like the Venue or something like that. Really weird name. So they could be trying to get back into that, and they could have a Surface computer, Surface tablet, as they already do, and they could have a Surface phone. So we will see what's going on there. 4G over in the UK. You lucky people in the US have already got it, but we only got it recently. But we've only got it on one carrier, EE. But now the auction is open. We won't know till it finishes. It will take a couple of weeks, but this will mean that finally us in the UK will get proper 4G connectivity that's reasonably priced, because at the moment we've got is it stranglehold, is that what it's called? I don't know. Monopoly. Yeah. We've got only one 4G network, and so the prices are pretty extortionate. I would have gone for a 4G phone, but I didn't because it was too expensive and it just wasn't worth it. But once we get O2, Vodafone, 3, all of them in the 4G NICs, then prices are going to come down and the Surface is going to get a lot better. So that's quite exciting news. Interesting as well, there is going to be a Phones for You network. Phones for You are going to start their own network and use the EE signal. So if you go into a Phones for You shop, that might mean things are going to be a little bit different, because of course they're going to be pushing their own network now, similar to what Virgin Media does with Virgin Mobile. So that's the phone news. And of course, really the biggest news this week is the high street. Is it dead? Well, I did say in my video a couple of weeks ago about Sony to ban used games, and we said, and we had a lot of comments about this would put Blockbuster out of business. It's a bit late, already out of business, and this was before any of it happened. So yes, is it worrying? The thing is, it is a shame and it is sad, but it was inevitable. It was always going to happen. It's a shame, but for us PC gamers, it doesn't make too much difference. I never really used to go into Blockbuster. I'm a big fan of Blu-rays. I don't really I did have Netflix and LoveFilm for a bit, but I'm still a big fan of Blu-ray because you get the best quality, which is what I'm about. So it's but they're always going to be on the way out with digital distribution. And of course HMV is going to have business as well, but it's being looked at being bought over by loads of different people, including Game, interesting enough. But it's old-fashioned, it's old hat, and it is unfortunately on its way out. So it was always going to happen. And that is just about it. I thought there was more, but there wasn't. Thank you for watching this video. As I said, I've got my DMC. I know, I lied, didn't I? I lied and said I wouldn't be getting it, but I changed my mind. So, getting it preloaded now, and when it's done, I will sort the video out. What I'm planning to do, plan is, I will play it for about 40-45 minutes. Then, we'll kick in from the first look. We'll have a look at the user interface, we'll have a look at the options menu, all the good PC stuff, and then we will have a brief look at the game. As I said, it will be a first look. I can't think of any names to hand. Under the Microscope, is that any good? Do you like that? DMC, Under the Microscope. Maybe. So, if you have any ideas for names, let me know in the comments below. No stupid. Well, you can put stupid names if you want, but obviously they won't make it in. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. But video will hopefully, can't promise, but it's about 90% sure that it will be. Video will be up around about 5 o'clock GMT, so English time, and in Pacific time that's what, 6 hours behind, it's about 11 o'clock, 11 AM. It's alright. Or it could be a bit later. Depends. But it'll be up. I'm telling you, it will be up on Friday. Until next time, I will see you next time. Goodbye.